every nation that is hosting the World Cup has different travel, requirements. They probably want to go to Mexico, want to go to the USA, want to go to Canada, and I think that is also going to come into effect. And we saw it with South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, was the assistant who got left behind because of certain travel logistics. But looking into the positive side, it means 48 countries. It means 10 from Africa, which then aids or improves our odds of any African country getting into the semi-final, getting into the final. But I think what is worrying now is the 16 countries from 3 big cities, 16 cities rather, okay, from 3 big countries. United States is a big country on its own, and there's going to be a lot of traveling. And you're looking into Scotland and England. Those are some of the 2 teams that are going to be affected more in terms of how they're going to be playing, when they are going to be playing. Imagine sometimes you want to travel from Canada, you want to go to the Azteca, the biggest one in Mexico, and then maybe you want to travel to Dallas, Texas. All that in the group stage. I mean, some of these have a total of like 28,000 miles between them, which can affect a lot of Africans now. I mean, sometimes we are not used to be playing at 3 a.m. and it might be a minor point to factor that the times that you're going to be playing, the heat as well. And this could come into effect in terms of traveling, logistics, trying to be in one city, trying to be at one time, one town, or one place at the same time. So I think it's going to be a problem for countries that are not well accustomed to such traveling when you're playing in the group stages.
Yeah, the group stage is definitely going to be tiresome in a way. But Qatar did something a little bit different, built even certain new stadiums to make it easier for the teams to travel. But USA, Canada, Mexico, it's a different story altogether.
Yeah, and it looks like FIFA has now taken this, new idea of having multiple countries hosting it. Remember, in 2030, Morocco is also going to be hosting with Spain and Portugal as well. So it's still a lot of more traveling that is going to come.
Yeah.
Sometimes probably 2,800 miles apart, which takes away from it's different from having to be in a certain area and you know where the stadium is. So it's almost like a trial for FIFA, who will be saying, because there are so many new things that are going to be introduced as well, also including the technologies and how it's going to be used. We were talking about the rules recently, and we have always appreciated technology. It has been the use of it which is going to be the problem. The cooling system, sometimes in the other stadiums they've introduced cooling systems. We also saw it in Qatar. We're probably just trying to control the temperatures as well. But the United States has hosted a World Cup before. I think it was a decent one, and this time around, African countries, some of them will be happy with the weather because they have some of those temperatures. If you look at Senegal and Ghana sometimes as well. So I think besides that, I think at the end of the day, it's about the game, and I think it will be that first game that tells us a lot about what kind of a World Cup that we are going to have at the end of the day.
And I like the fact you pointed out technology, and that is the World Cup ball that is going to be used this time around. Making it easier for some of these technologies, goal line technology, has it crossed the line or not? Asking the VAR squad, offsides as well. So there will be tracking on the ball. How is that going to affect the game?
The tracking is going to be inside the ball as compared to what we saw in Qatar, and that is going to be making offside calls quite prompt, because imagine what we have seen in the last years. You wait for maybe 5 minutes to check whether it was offside or not,
to draw the lines.
And then you are the player that has just scored the goal. You're waiting in anticipation. How then am I supposed to celebrate after 5 minutes? And then you're the team that has just conceded. So like Max usually says, it's all about implementation. We like the technology, and we can't wait for it to come into fruition so that the game can pick up its pace. So many minutes are lost in idleness, and if that is rectified, I think we are going to be seeing probably 5 minutes, the whole game being lost.
And adding to the new rules as well, they also come in with the ball with the technology which has a chip inside. When the player kicks the ball, it automatically senses when he kicked it, and then vice versa, looking at the lines where the other player was in terms of the offside. So it's going to be quicker. I think they want to make the game quicker, and that's what FIFA has been trying to do. But at the end of the day, it's the match official in the middle of the park who has the whistle, who has the final decision. We have seen the technology. Sometimes it doesn't make the change, because that's what Tinder was referring to, some incidences in the EPL where you are saying, wow, there's the VAR. why is it not making the game better?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a human sport. I think we have to appreciate football as it is. Not too much of the technology, not too less.
Maybe a balance.
Just a balance. Finding the in-between, I think that's what has been an issue. So the World Cup, I think, is a very interesting time to see that being implemented, and we'll be able to give a verdict whether the technology has to stay or is probably not making a difference in football as much.
Yeah, a trial. Do you have anything to add on?
Mexico versus South Africa.
Okay.
Turning back the time, 2010. Different outfit now altogether with South Africa. At that time, it had Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, players from all over. But now it's Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, and a few players that are playing abroad, which means the local league has done so much better in making South Africans play in South Africa. So it's always good to pick up from this. So I think...
And this time they had to qualify. Remember, 2010, they were just the worst. So they've gone through the qualification. They've proven a point that they deserve to be at the world stage. Can they go further? Can they go out of the group and at least maybe a quarter or semi-final? So many African countries, we are looking forward to see what they can bring. We will be supporting all the 10 nations, and we'll be really supporting Africa with pride.
Yeah, indeed, it has been absolutely fantastic as we are building towards the FIFA World Cup 2026, and they're just giving us a piece or two. Now I'll give you this opportunity. Who do you think is going to win this World Cup this time around?
Cristiano Ronaldo for the taking.
I think France can do it again.
Okay. You believe. Kylian Mbappe. Maxwell believes in you, but it has been absolutely fantastic. Tendai Banda, thank you so much for coming through.
It's always a pleasure, Sandra.
And then Maxwell Maduzidza, an honor.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it has been absolutely fantastic. And to you, our viewers, we value you so much. Thank you for sparing a minute or two to get to listen in on the conversations. And we always appreciate your feedback. From me, Sandra Maganya, and through behind the scenes, it's a goodbye for now.
Match day 16, the battle is on. Telone fighting from the bottom host a revived Highlanders, Iposo. Hungry for more glory. Can Telone rise, or will Iposo's resurgence continue? Every point matters. Every clash counts. Catch it live at Ascot Stadium this Saturday, June the 6th at 3 p.m. on ZBC TV. Zim Digital set-top box decoders with all the 7 local television channels and 6 national radio stations are now available for sale. The decoder will give you viewers access to ZBC News, ZBC TV, ZBC Jive TV, 3K TV, Kiona TV, NR TV and ZTN Prime. No subscription is needed as all the channels are free to view. For $25 United States or the Zig equivalent, the decoder comes with a cable plus indoor and outdoor antenna. The decoders are available at the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe bars, Transmedia, and all the TV broadcasters. The wait is finally over. This is passion. This is pride. This is the world's greatest game on the world's biggest stage. The journey to glory begins. The kings of football, the fierce rivalries, the unforgettable moments. Only one nation will lift the trophy. Get ready for the FIFA World Cup 2026 live. Every heartbeat of the beautiful game right here on ZBC TV. Feel the drama, celebrate the goals, witness history, because football unites the world. And ZBC TV brings it home from the 11th of June to the 19th of July 2026. Brought to you in partnership with EcoBank and Inbox, powering the passion of the beautiful game. It is a very good and a hearty welcome to Ascot Stadium, the home of Telone FC. They anchor the log, sitting 18th in this match day 16 of the Castle Premier Soccer League, and they'll be looking to get maximum points against 7th placed Highlanders, who they face this afternoon. And of course, it's looking immaculate weather, beautiful weather for a game of football. And of course, we should be expecting fireworks here. Two sides that are eager to get maximum points for constructing reasons. Highlanders, they need to also keep pace with the log leaders, while also that is Telone, they'll need to pick maximum points so as to ease their relegation hoods as they anchor the bottom of the log this season. My name is Valentine Mapugu, and today I'm also joined by Maxwell Mandishita. Max, a big game this one for both sides, but most importantly for Telone, we need to start picking maximum points, especially at home, and they haven't won at home this season.
Thank you so much, Valentine. Well, as you're saying, is it definitely like that? Two contrasting reasons for both teams to get the 3 points today. Highlanders, I think they'll be confident enough after having a very good run of form to come back and collect these 3 points. With Telone, who have been absolutely struggling. I think when you are down and out, you are probably looking for ways to save yourself. We are almost over the middle half of the season. There's now not much time for Telone to start to get those points and at least push themselves up the table. It's a team that did brilliantly last season as well, you would think. And, next time you find yourself in the relegation battle, I would think they're actually now in the relegation battle. And what is worrying mostly is their home form. And as you were saying, they haven't been able to win a single game. Do they start winning against Highlanders? It's going to be a very huge tall order.
A huge ask for that is Telone today to win. But Highlanders, they're just closer in to the leading pack as well. Maximum points will assure that they get even closer to the leading pack because most of the teams are going to be facing each other, and they start to win these kind of games against so-called minnows or teams that are struggling in the league so far.
Yeah, definitely. And, when you are able to win difficult games and you go to probably what looks like it's probably going to be an easy one, those really test you. We have seen that in the past. And if you look at Highlanders after coming from a brilliant win against Hunters as well, winning that one by 2-1. And if you look at their previous games, they had 2 draws in there and also a win against Hard Rock. So you want to continue with the momentum. We talked about how they were struggling to get the wins in the beginning of the season. So many draws. If you look at their points as well, it's been, a huge number of draws in between there. But now pushing now 7th, and you're thinking, wow, do they really have a chance to be fighting for the championship? These are the games that you have to win for us to at least see if we can give you that stamp of approval. But they've been good of late, and the form has been quite very good for them, and I think they'll be confident, and that they'll be definitely looking for these 3 points this afternoon.
Indeed, 3 points is what they're looking at. That is Telone. They are desperate for those 3. That is the maximum points. Can they get them here at home against Highlanders, who are in a roll so far? And their past 5 games, they've been really, really doing well. And of course, right now, as you can see, the crowds here that have come, and Highlanders look like a home side here. They always carry a marvelous pride, and it's always a party for them.
Yeah, I mean, the support has always been wonderful for Highlanders, and then you can see the white and black supporting their team. Telone, also some Telone fans in there. We haven't seen many wearing the Telone jersey. Probably won't be able to know who's supporting whom. But it's that time when you have to support your team when you are down and out, Valentine. I think, that's where you need the 12th men, as they say, to come in their numbers. Fans still coming through, but Highlanders fans now singing the loudest. We'll be waiting to see if Telone can also do the same thing for their team, because they've been having a very bad run of games so far as well. I think it's also about the mentality, Valentine. If you look at the way they've been losing those games, the number of goals that that have conceded, almost 22 plus goals as well. And you want to stop those goals. At least you have somewhere to start from. You want to believe that at least you can get a point and then push it to 3 points on another game. And I think that's the way that they probably have to play positively to be able to recover from this.
Indeed, and we'll see the team are rivals as well, and the two teams are coming to face each other in this great big encounter. Match day 16 of the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League. We're about to 10. And of course, we're about to, see the 10 of the season. This is when they need to pick maximum points. You see Telone arriving there this afternoon for this encounter as well. And the 10 of the season should be important for Telone if they're going to survive or to condemn them to relegation.
Yeah, and the manager, I think I would believe, is an experienced manager. He's worked with some PSL clubs, including the likes of ZPC Kariba in the past. Also had some involvement with the national team in the past in terms of his experience. So Chaminyoka. But you are looking at the number of games that you have left. As you are saying, Valentine, you are almost going into the retained games, and you are thinking of changing your fortunes, especially at home, and thinking that if you are going to survive, you're probably going to be able to do it at home, because this is where you have most of the support. If you're going to be traveling to the Faro Stadium or to the National Sports Stadium, it's always going to be very difficult for you. And the Tier 1 players, I believe, have to find it in themselves, amongst themselves, with the manager as well, to lift themselves up. The manager can pick a team. He can pick a different one the next game, but the results can stay the same. I think it's just about that belief. And the players also believing in the manager that what he's trying to do can work someday, sometime.
Indeed, and of course, Highlanders have also arrived as well. We'll see the two Highlanders also arriving there at Ascot Stadium. Of course, Highlanders, let's talk a bit about them and their form. Finally finding the goals that they so desired. They've been solid in defense, but they've been scoring enough goals, to turn those draws into victories.
Yeah, definitely. And, interesting fact, if you look at the goals that they've scored and Telone, almost similar as well. And that has always been the challenge. The number of games that they've drawn. I thought the game against Ngezi, they had a chance to win that game. Chances came and chances were missed. And that's how a big game sometimes ends. And I think now, getting that win against Hunters, like you were saying, those two goals means that you have to continue that run of form. They have the likes of reasons, but we have probably not have been very consistent in terms of finding the net in front of goal. But they've been attacking. I think they've been probably the most defensively solid team, but it has just been going on the attack. And you want to be able to make sure that at least you can go on a run of 3, 4, 5 games, getting those 3 points, and then you'll be in for the challenges. We're just seeing some of those jaces, though, the likes of Ashford as well as Neva Rauji, who is one of the best players. Mungameli Chuma coming back after having that international call up. So I think they have reason to believe that they can be challenging for the championship. But you have to win games like this when you're facing a lesser side like Tier 1.
Indeed, and let's talk about the missing, that is Neva Rauji, not Neva Rauji, but Nomo Chinyerere through suspension, and he has been solid and has been their pillar this time around. And now they have got to call Lawrence Mhlanga to come in as well and use his experience as well. But how much of a miss do you think you will be for Highlanders this afternoon?
And look, we were talking about it. You asked me about that, Valentine, just before we came on air, and we all thought it was a huge loss for them. It's one of those players that you can count on. That is in command. You're the manager, you're on the bench. You are looking at individual players that you know are leaders in that team, and he's one of those. And he has made that change. And I think you have to believe that tactically, when you lose one of your best players, the one that comes through has to be able to take on the weight on his shoulders and be able to do exactly as the manager has told him to do. So I don't think it's probably going to be a huge miss for them. But at least I believe that the change itself is probably similar impact in terms of maintaining that wonderful defensive solidity that they have had in the past games. And I think it's still going to be a wonderful outing and a similar team coming on the pitch today.
And of course, the return of Mungameli Chuma, Highlanders must be excited about it because he has been their star player. He's the one who sometimes gets the crowd really going, and sometimes he gets to be criticized for showboating at times. But that is part of his game, really.
Yeah, he's a young player, and he's been having a very huge impact in our local game. And we were talking about him also getting that international call. I think his future in front of him is a brilliant player. The fans love him, as you were saying, and probably he still has has a thing or two to learn, as we're just seeing some of those Telone players in the warm-up. And I think he's one to count for, if you're looking at Highlanders, those are the impact players that you want. You know, he plays with his own style. He loves to do the showboating, as you were saying. But it is in front of goal that you have to make sure that when you have a chance, you have to finish it. And I think he's probably going to be growing in that aspect of his game, and still has the time to do as well.
Yeah, so Chabinuka, you need goals. You haven't been scoring any. You are not winning games. Motivation, how do you get the players to really start believing in themselves again? Because if they concede early, again, they might drop their heads and it might affect their game as well.
And that's the hugest problem, I think, Valentine. You know, you are in that dressing room, you're trying to see the energy. It has dropped totally. And the players, you know, they're just showing up for the game, and it's still in their mind that the home run has been bad. And then there's the manager. You want to group those players. You want to encourage them to fight each and every minute of that game as well. But that alone doesn't change the situation. I think it's also about making sure that he clears that aspect of those losses from their heads. You know, you have to tell your players that what is done is done. We have a few games remaining that we can at least get those points and we can save ourselves. So how do we unite behind that cause of making sure that we survive in a league that we have probably been playing better in previous seasons? You know, it's not a team that has been struggling of late in previous seasons. At one point, they finished 5th on the log table. So you have to tell them that, you know, it's quite doable. And after, you know, having, you know, parted ways with Herbert Maroa, it was going to be a challenge for Socha Minuka. But I think he still has the time. If things start to change as soon as today itself, I think they will be able to get the chance to survive.
Indeed, and of course, I see the Highlanders players are warming up and getting ready for this one. Sometimes you can tell the confidence in the team during their warm up, and you can tell who is in the game, who really wants it, and it translates well. And that's what I'm sure even opposing, analysts will be looking at. And with Highlanders so far, what we've observed is the confidence that they're going in. They were really, encouraging each other during warm up. That's quite important.
Yeah, that's the mood is quite quite up there. The players now starting to believe in what Benjamin Marwari has been trying to do. Start of the season, we had doubts about whether he was going to be able to maintain control in that dressing room. They do have big characters in that dressing room. You have the likes of Kudama Archie, well-experienced player, who I think has done his coach a lot of good in terms of adjusting to his new position, playing as a left back. We know he has played that position in the past, but now he has been able to be going on those overlapping runs, supporting the play up front as well. And that has been now coming to fruition with the wins that they've had so far. It's a team that has been celebrating an anniversary, and it's been a long time now since they've been able to get their hands on the championship. And now sitting 7th, I think they do still have a chance to compete with the likes of Hard Rock and Caps United on top of the log table.
Indeed, and of course, Highlanders said they're in their centenary year. They would love to add a cup or two in that regard, and just to keep the centenary year as one of the oldest clubs in Zimbabwean football. And let's talk about Socha Minuka as well, taking over. And we can never overemphasize the need for maximum points, particularly when we approach a halfway part of the season, where you will say, okay, we've got 17 more games to go, and we need to pick points here on, and we shall have 8 to 9 games at home as well, and we need to maximize on those ones as well.
Yeah, and now the difficult decision for Socha Minuka is should we just forget about the home form and focus on the away, where we have been able to get some draws and the single win away that they've been able to get? Do we refocus our mind and trying to change the home form? And you're looking at the games that are coming up. They do have a game against Blood Chips, and they're also going to be quite soon facing Dynamos. And you'll be thinking and looking at those games and thinking, which one can I really go out there and get the 3 points from? But you're also looking at the number of games that are left, because sometimes you have to go and fight against Dynamos. You have to scrape for that 1 point and build from there. They've not been able to do that. That has been probably their hugest problem so far in this season. So how do you start to accumulate those points? I think you start with what you have in front of you. Today they do have Highlanders. It's going to be a difficult game, I think. But if you're going to sit back and try to defend the 90 minutes, that probably won't work. But if you want to make sure that at least on the counter you have those breaks going forward, and at least look at converting the single chance that you have, and then sit back and defend. I think that's the tactic that they have to use, almost guerrilla tactics in football for Telone, if they are going to be able to survive in what has been a very difficult season so far for them.
Indeed, we did also manage to speak to the coaches earlier on, and of course we'll hear what they have to say about how they're going to set up the teams as well. Let's hear what the coaches had to say in their pre-match interviews.
And, I want to think, after that game, you are talking about we are not scoring, and obviously. Our training, our preparations were leaning towards, attacking. But nevertheless, we're also looking at making sure that we maintain a good balance between attacking and defending. And we have worked hard and we have worked well, I am sure. Today's game being a game that you play Highlanders, every player is motivated to wanting to expressing oneself and say, this is what I'm made up of. And I am sure fans are going to enjoy today because we are going to be getting the best out of Telone today. It's not all about ball retention. If we are keeping the ball, we're keeping the ball so that we can plan, get there, and then conclude, our attacks convincingly. And convincingly means hitting the net. And it's what we spend the whole week working on, and I'm sure today we should be able to scoring goals and make our fans smile.
Every match for me is very important for the boys, for the Highlanders family. We know we're playing a team that haven't won at home, and I want to contest now that teams like that, they are difficult to break, and this season I think all the teams are difficult to play against. So we came here knowing that we need to work hard, try and improve and try and score more goals to get 3 points. Of course, we miss Nomo. He's been our pillar, and it's giving some other players a chance to come and give competition. I love to have that competition. It's a headache for the coach, but it's a good headache, Last week we had 2 goals. Hopefully today we'll score more.
As well as Sol Chaminuka really highlighting, the importance of creating goals and taking those chances. And Sol Chaminuka mentioning that they need to create those chances and bury them nonetheless, because they're creating them but not burying those chances.
Yeah, I think that has been a huge problem, and you don't win games without scoring goals. If you are going to go in a huge game like this one and try to defend the 90 minutes, that is probably not going to work. But when you create that chance, when you have, you're going to have probably 2 best chances, and if you don't have someone that you can trust to bury those ones, then it's going to be a huge problem. They do have the likes of Tafrenyuk in front of going forward as well. Can those players also tell themselves that it's quite possible to break this, probably very bad run of home games without being able to score those goals? They've just been conceding a lot of goals at home, some ridiculous goals they've been conceding, but going up front as well, they have not been able to score the games, probably with the lowest goal scored so far in some of the teams in the Premiership. So yeah, I think that's the biggest problem, getting those goals, and I hope they probably can start scoring goals starting from today.
And of course, Pejani mentioning that he was happy with the price that they scored as well last weekend, and is hoping that they continue with that form of scoring goals, because some of most of the draws that they've gone to accrue during the course of the season so far is because they haven't been scoring enough goals to win matches.
Yeah, definitely. And we were talking about how they've been able to be defensively solid in the midfield, controlling those games, but not being able to finish in front of goal. I would remember the game that we saw Ngameli Chuma probably trying to go around the goalkeeper against Ngezi, and not just being able to bury that chance when it comes in front of you. They do have a bunch of strikers in their midst, the likes of reasons, but Isaac Ngoma as well, both players not starting today. But I think that's one thing that they've been able to change. But, when you score 2 goals against the Hunters, are you going to score 3 against Telone? You have to make sure that you show that continuity in front of goal. And, we will be able to see after this run of games if Highlanders are not going to go back to their reset format of draws after having had a very good win against the Hunters.
And a quick word as well. How important is the transfer window for Telone as well as Highlanders? Because I think it's about to come here when we get to match day 17 and we are halfway into the season.
I think Telone would probably need it the most. They lost a number of players in the previous transfer. Probably one of their best players as well left during that time. Now they're scrambling to save themselves. You have to go into that market and you have to buy wisely as well. You need the right players for the right reasons. Now you're struggling to defend. You're struggling to put up a performance. Rather, you don't need an overhaul. I don't think they need an overhaul, but I think they do need 3 or 4 players to come through that can help them in terms of trying to save themselves this time around.
Indeed, quite interesting and great prospects for this encounter as we await the two teams to walk on here for this live match right here at Ascot Stadium. It's match day 16 of the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League, and of course it did start on a Friday with FC Hunters beating that is Telone, beating rather Bulawayo Chiefs by 3 goals to 1 in that encounter. And of course, let's take you to our match commentator Tendai Spanda as of course the two teams walk on to the field of play.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us here at Ascot Stadium in the heart of Gweru. This is match day number 16, live coverage coming from ZBC, and it's of course the Castle Lager Premier League, where it continues to be bigger and better, almost getting to the halfway point of the season, and we are only 2 games short up until we start seeing teams get into the transfer business. But for what we are going to be seeing this afternoon, it's the home team, Telone, the Wi-Fi boys, that are hosting Highlanders, the team that is currently sitting on 7th position. No team has had so many draws, 10 and counting, as Highlanders. And looking into the home team, it's a team that is currently at the bottom of the table, anchoring all other 17 teams. It's going to be a spectacle here for the fans that have come in their numbers, and all the way from Lawa and across Zimbabwe, fans in black and white. We're just going to be seeing how Benjani Wairiwari would want to continue with his fine form. Haven't lost in almost 6 outings, and looking into the last 5 with only 3 wins and 2 draws. It's been a spectacle, but for the Wi-Fi boys, it hasn't been an easy ride, only winning 1 in 15 games, a win that came when they played against fellow strugglers, a Triangle, in match day number 10. It's going to be promising to be one of the firecracker as we begin this match day in number 16 this Saturday. Games already played this past week, and we continue with our farm form. Now players are coming out of the dugout, and in red and white is the home team, Telone, who are going to be showing their new outfit, as they said, late but not forgotten. So now we wait for the national anthem. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thus the Zimbabwe national anthem, and the players in your screen just lining up doing the pre-match rituals just to get us underway. And of course, welcome fans of football across the world, fans of football in Zimbabwe, and fans of the Castle Premier League. My name is Tendai Smaner, in the main commentary gantry, bringing you match day number 16 of the Castle Premier League. The home team, Telone, hosting Highlanders, the team that has traveled from Bulawayo, celebrating 100 years since the club came into existence. And besides me, as football enthusiast and expert analyst, Maxo Manjidze.
Well, it's a pleasant afternoon tonight, right here at Ascot Stadium. And it has been a very difficult time for the whole team, Telone itself. And having the visitors, Highlanders, coming through, a team that has been in a very good run of form. And it's going to be a very difficult game here for the Wi-Fi bosses. They are passionately known. They've not just been able to get the wins at home, and it's just about that mentality. Are they going to be able to switch on and make sure that they get some points? And time is absolutely running out for them if they're going to stay in the Premiership. It has been competitive so far, but they have just been disappointing. The fans are out, the Highlanders fans probably, covering much of the ground, but it looks up to be a very interesting tie between these two.
So now, in the center of the pitch are the Highlanders players just lining up, waiting to go and to understand what it is that's being talked about between the two captains. We see Frank Makarati, who's the skipper for Telone, and opposite him is the skipper for Highlanders. And they're just trying to understand what it is that they're going to be taught by the center official this afternoon. We're talking about Darlington Mkuli, who's taken over from Ransom Pavari, and sometimes Shepard Mklanga usually comes in. So we also wait for confirmation of what has been decided by the match officials, but such excitement. And one of the things that I think we need to talk about is how the Islanders faithfuls have come in their numbers. You can't take the passion away from the team, and it's coming at the right time. We'll talk about 100 years since the club came into existence, and they don't miss a game. It's something that we want to see. Now looking into the match officials, Makare Maka, the match official, Zulu, Michael Zulu, the first assistant, Pikisani Ndlovu, the second assistant, and we're also going to be looking into who else is going to be supporting as the team goes through. The match commissioner being Nelson Kusosa, and the coach official Tafadzwa Jo. So that makes up the man in green and black who are going to be taking charge of the decision making there at Ascot Stadium. So we will also wait for confirmation of the selected teams by Socha Minuka for Telone and Benjani Wariwari for Highlanders. So now for Telone, not so many changes, 5 in particular from the team that played last week. Chris Mberichena remains in goal. Looking into Frank Makarati, who missed last week, is the skipper and is coming back at right back. Alan Chapinduka retains the spot. Bruno Mtigo, Eraya Mafirenyika, Tawanda Macheke, Innocent Mcheneka, and Chelsea Nyakope also coming in. 2 players who missed last week, Ngovisita Masuku and Ngosiabo Masilela, have been trusted this afternoon. And Marvelous Chigumira, who retain his spot in the back 4. So that makes it for Telone, trusted by Socha Minuka, the man who was entrusted to take over on the 6th of May 2026 after Herbert Maroa was shown the door. So that's Telone. And 4 Highlanders trusted by Benjani Wariwari. 3 changes in total. We're looking into no more Chinyerere, who misses due to suspension. But then Mongameli Chuma comes back in the fold, having left for the Unity Cup. He comes back in the starting 11. Roy Nyamono also comes in, and we're looking into Mhlanga and Mtimbi to make that back four together with Andrew Umbeba, Mukuli and Ranson Pavari in that midfield, and Adigun and Ngube as the 2 trusted forwards. Benjamin Adigun has been scoring, and it continues as he's been trusted by Benjamin Waruari.
Yeah, definitely 2 other strikers there, Reason Smart and Ngoma now on the bench after that 2-1 win against the Hunters. I think they are in a very good for Highlanders. They would want to continue in that aspect. Kudakwache Mahachi also going on the bench. One player that have been quite brilliant so far for them in the season. As we turn over the page and probably going for the return fixtures now in the Premiership. Highlanders on 7th. They really want now to be pushing up the log table. And in their centenary celebration year, just probably fight for the championship. As we just sing their regular salute to their fans. We have come in their numbers to support them this afternoon.
So those are the Highlanders faithfuls, the fans in black and white, similar to other players that are joining this afternoon as they continue to fight and strive for excellence. Now in a moment we are going to be seeing the match being put underway, as we are seeing Telone and the team in red and white attacking from the left side of your screen, going to the right. And with that, the match kicks off. The first of the whistles to take us into the upcoming 90 minutes. What a game we do have. Socha Minuka will have to do a lot to make sure that Telone, the team that finished 5th last season, will start performing like the rightful team that needs to be there.
Almost unbelievable. Tendai, they finished 5th last season in the position they are right now in the bottom of the log table. I think they've also had an issue of not being able to score the goals, and that has been one thing. And if you're going to survive in a season like this, you want your home form to be able to aid you, and that has been a very huge problem for them so far. And now playing against Highlanders, can they change their fortunes against one of the big teams in the league?
So now that's Telone building it from the back. They're taking their time. They're trying to find a way to beat one of the teams that have been very dominant in terms of defense, almost playing a loose pass. You wouldn't want to make such a mistake in the opening stages of the game. Perfectly creating, and now that's Telone on the far side. Tawanda Machiki taking his time. Oh, good fit from the midfielder. Marvelous Chigumira considering position. Now the young Nigerian tries to charge forward for the first throw-in of the game, and you can see him throwing his hands in the air, just trying to put a message to his teammates. I think it's in regards to the support that he thinks he should have been receiving. Playing it on the far side, closer to where the Highlander fans are situated, which means they're going to be making it difficult for the team that's desperately looking for the second win of the season. Mongameli Chuma, one of the brightest sparks, trying to play it through, but came along a lot of traffic along the way. Now Lakmo Mtumbi for Highlanders. Surprisingly, there is no Kudakwashe Mahachi in the starting lineup. He has been trusted to be playing on the left flank, but this time Benjamin Warwari says maybe you need to be seeing the game from the bench.
Yeah, that was a huge surprise for me. I think he's been one of their best players so far. Yeah, some of the players that were starting during the season when it opened, so also on the bench. Looking like a redesigned team that has been performing well so far. I think when you have a win against Hard Rock and then you go for other 2 draws and then another win against Hunters, it's just about continuity for Highlanders, making sure that they can capitalize and go on a run of winning games, starting with this game now against Telone.
Too casual from Mongameli Chuma, being trusted to start after having represented Zimbabwe in the Unity Cup, the games that are being played at the Valley down in Chowton. Remember, Zimbabwe was playing against India and Nigeria. Now Mongameli Chuma on the far side, crossing it first time. Benjamin Artigan was just lurking slowly, but the defense was quite well to the task. First opening threat from the team in black and white, and they do have a corner kick.
Yeah, good run by Chuma on the left, cross coming in, and Frank McCarthy doing so well to just get that out for a corner kick. Some pressure now coming from Highlanders.
So the first corner kick of the game is going to be taken by one of their trusted set-piece takers, that is Andrew Mbeba. So Andrew brings it into the box, but not one of his perfect crosses, as it failed to beat the first man. A lot of jumping now being played through Mongameli Chuma. Taking a lot of his time, almost looking like he hasn't well adjusted himself since coming back from the Unity Cup.
Probably the jet lag.
He is a fantastic young man. And I think for any Highlanders fan and any neutral would want to see him performing well, of course, unless he's playing against you. Telone trying to go his faces, and that's a foul. There was a hand to the face as Nkosiabo Masilela was just trying to find his way. It's been a decent start so far, 5 minutes. The only real threat, almost close to being a real threat, coming from Highlanders. But if you want to talk about possession, the home team has had a decent share of possession. And also have to note that coming into this game, they've been one of the most underwhelming teams in the season so far, having played 15 and making it 16 if you're talking about match day 16, and they've only managed to win one game so far, and that is a win that came in match day number 10 when they played against fellow strugglers, Triangle. And to think this is the team that finished 5th, it just talks to you about what a year can do in football. Remember, they lost Washington Avaya as well.
Yep, probably one of their best players in that season, who went on to be winning the top goal scorer of the season.
Now, Benjamin Adigan will go in alone. And almost was the ball still kept in play and a bit cleared away from danger. Nervy moments for the defending team. Is quite a strong young man, the young Nigerian, 19 years of age, and he plays like a seasoned striker. Highlanders are playing without Nomo Chinyere, and listening to the coach Benjamin Warwari before the game, he was talking about how they're going to be missing him, but it also brings opportunity to the players. Now taking it, the goalkeeper leaving his lines, and a good awareness of the game as Highlanders were just trying to play quickly.
Yeah, the goalkeeper coming way off his line to try and clear that, and looks like he was injured in the process. Just been a slow start to the game, and I think Telone would say he started quite well. Goalkeeper, probably quite unnecessary for him to be coming way off his line. I just think as he was stepping away there, that's when he got injured, as he slid through there. No, it's been difficult so far already for Telone in this season, and I don't think your goalkeeper has to be doing that way outside of his box. Looks like it's probably going to be okay to continue.
So that's Chris Mbedechena showing how athletic he is, leaving his lines to just stop Brighton Newby from causing any sorts of problems. So throw in taken in. Now Marvelous Chigumira was trying to clear it away. Highlanders will try to go again. Not so many options. They played back to Aaron Gwenya, who I believe has been their trusted goalkeeper all season. Some games he hasn't had to do so much, since Highlanders are one of those teams that are defensively solid. They don't concede much.
And probably yes, those clean sheets when this team was getting those draws. Probably so many draws involved with the Highlanders as well. But they've been quite solid in defense. And also in the goalkeeping department, it's just been going forward that they've been lacking. I think now they would believe that it's a chance for them to go on a run. And now playing against Telone.
So Telone building the ball from the back. Takes a lot of nerves to do that. Now Bratton Ngube, who hit it from distance. Had runners on either side, 3 players in front of him, but saw an opportunity and decided to attack the goal from quite a long distance. A long shot, it ended up being not the execution he was looking for initially.
Yeah, just drifting away from goal, but a good strike for him. The power was there, just not the direction as well. And that one will be going off target, but a good attempt.
So now Highlanders taking the ball from way deep, that is in Telone territory. And second time this has happened for the home team. And you just have to look into how Highlanders have tried defending from way upwards, which could be a problem for the home team and Socha Minuka.
You know, Highlanders just pushing a little bit upwards. And now trying to take control of the game, overloading players as well, especially on this left flank where Chuma is operating for.
Ireland is starting to get into a little bit of rhythm as they've been finding more fortune in opposition territory, playing in their final third, pressing from way up high. Probably the tactic coming into this one. Benjani was talking about how not only Telone has been a difficult team to break, Mberechena just taking his time to clear it away from Benjamin Adigun, who seems to have gone down in pain but seems to be back up. Well, Benjani was talking about how teams like Telone have been difficult to break, especially the defense, and saying not paying close attention to where they stand currently on the log table. You really need to approach them with caution, and a lot of creativity is going to be needed. Chuma are playing Brighton Move, but you look into Mberechena, who was already on the line to clear it away, but would have counted anyways. Offside is the call.
Yeah, quite risky from the goalkeeper there. You have to be very wary of being caught in no man's land. He has been very quick to come off his line.
In your picture, Frank Makarati, the man who has seen a lot of the Kasulaga Premier League. At some point played for the Glamour Boys. And at some point played for Ngesi Platinum as well. So Marvelous Chigumira. Oh, good pass from Marvelous. Just looking for support. Marvelous again. Oh, good handling of the ball. Andrew Beba almost left for dead. And good hands from Aaron Gwenya. We're just looking into Telone. We're now starting to play with a lot of intent going forward, especially on the right flank where Marvelous Chigumira is operating.
Yeah, good play from Telone. I think that's what you want. You really don't just want to sit back and try to defend. You also want to make sure that when you get a chance, you will be threatening. And a very good run of play from the right. And I just think too much on the cross there, and that attempt ending up being a faint one.
Mberechena again proving to be the most outworking of the 11 players for Telone. Quite visible in the way that he's dominating and commanding his post. Highlanders defenders being tasked to defend now. Well, taking a lot of his time, could not see the looming danger coming from the Telone number 9. A lot of Highlanders faithfuls believe this is going to be an easy fixture for the team in black and white. We have played 6 games so far, haven't lost in any. So now Telone, Marvelous Chigumira, who plays in the middle of the park for Chelsea Nyakope. Taking a lot of time to weigh up his options, Marvelous Chigumira, who so far has been a bright spark for the team in red and white. Now cutting inside. And will take a shot from distance, but there's a lot of traffic. Now Innocent Mcheneka. And Ewan Leshwan almost Good going from Telone. You now see how they are trying to get inside, and that is Ngovisita Masuku with the last attempted shot from distance. Now they believe they are in the game.
Yeah, good attempt there from Telone. And now they've also pushing up front a little bit. And I think that's a very good idea, a very good tactic for them this afternoon. Not being able to have full control of position, but they've been quite promising going forward.
Now Telone have to beat a man. Perfectly played pass. Another best connection. And you can see that Mcheneka wanted to hit it first time with his left foot, but not the best connection. Could have been an opportunity that Telone would have wanted to pounce on. It's a good upper body strength from Benjamin Artigan to hold off his players. And again, it's Mongameli Chuma who has lost possession. Maybe for the upteenth time now since the game began. Innocent Mcheneka. What a glorious chance that could have scored there.
Yeah, what an opportunity there for the number 9. And those are the chances that you have to take. And we're talking about how they'll probably have few chances this afternoon, but they've been very bright in the start of this game. A very good layoff and an opportunity to at least get a shot on target. And Tawanda Macheke will probably know that he could have done way better. Just seeing the lovely pass and just a tame attempted goal straight to the goalkeeper's hands, and they says, Aaron Gwenya says, thank you very much. I think there's a chance gone begging there for Telone.
From the far side, looking for Ngosiabo Masilela. He does keep it in play. Was looking for a nutmeg. Didn't see the support coming in from Marvelous Chikumira. The game is slowly tides here with Telone playing like they deservedly so. Now Brighton move it. With Chuma coming in with support. Chuma. To Chuma again. Lakmo Mtimbi. To Darlington Mkuli. Highlanders. Now Mongameli Chuma. Good cross. And just jumping higher than anyone else, but not the perfect connection to bring it down from Brighton Nuve.
Yeah, good cross into the box. And I think it was Alan Chapinduka, they just disturbing Ngube when he was just about to hit it. And a very good defensive work from Telone, who I think have come alive this afternoon. And the game just opening up a little bit with both sides pushing forward and trying to get the opener.
Now goals haven't been easy to come by for Telone. And after 15 games so far, they've only managed to score 11 times. And Marks, if you're looking into this low scoring record, only 4 teams have done poorly than Telone coming into the season. You're looking into Chicken have scored 10, ZPC Caribbean Triangle with 9, and only Manica Diamonds with 7 goals. It shows you how underwhelming the efficiency in front of goal has been for Telone, and these are the teams as well.
Yeah, and you can just see with that chance that Tawanda Macheke missed. At least you just have to challenge the goalkeeper. Make the goalkeeper work for it. Almost a miscue. And that's what happens, especially in front of goal. When you're low in confidence, it's very difficult to be positive enough. But good chances created. It's all about taking them. When you are actually trying to be able to get to scoring more goals, as they're trying to survive now to one in the season.
It's not only the goal scoring that has been poor for them, also the team that has conceded the most goals to one. And you're looking into 22 goals that they've managed to allow to get into the back of the net. Maybe no wonder why they're at the bottom of the table. And only Agama has done worse than someone. Like Mumtimbi failing to control it and keeping it in play. Trying to flick it. Being played to Aaron Gwenya. Almost enjoys playing with his feet. Now Toan Novisita, who's been exceptional so far in under 19 minutes. Almost playing as the metronome. The reason why Tawana Teking is that man with the jersey number 99. Every crisp pass, every creative play is coming from him. So far, it's been a good joy to watch Novisita Masuku.
Yeah, definitely. And when you're struggling, you're looking for those players that can be the leaders on the pitch. So their captain, Frank Makarati.
Now Novisita playing it on the far side. Could be overcooked. Now you don't obviously want to talk about the commentator's case. Remember glorifying him, and when you expect him to put in a very wonderful pass, it goes out of play. But doesn't take away from the brilliance that he does have.
Yeah, just too much on that pass that time around. But you can see the creative idea behind it all. I think Towan just have to continue playing the way they've been playing. Not sitting back as much, pushing forward, almost playing over the halfway line. And making sure that they don't give Highlanders the spaces to be able to control the game as much.
So quite a calm opening first 21 minutes, with both teams not finding it easy to break one's defense. In the opening stages, you would have thought that Highlanders were going to be taking this one by the bull. Mongameli Chuma with another misplaced pass. It has been a terrible opening to the half. Now trying to play Brighton away, and again not perfectly weighting his pass. Mongameli Chuma. Maybe it's more psychological than it might look like, with also a lot of fans starting to ask questions. And maybe the pressure of wanting to perform well in each and every match day is slowly starting to get to him. So Tawan on the far side, keeping it in play. Bruno Mtigo. Noisita. Oh, exceptional pass. He will look like he's going to drop a shoulder. First time. And again, they are doing things quickly the moment they get to the final third. It's that decisive moment that seems to be lacking from this tier one side. They do know how to get into the exciting and expensive places, but to then execute, it's becoming difficult.
Yeah, they have been very creative going forward as well. Just in that opposition halfway, you have to make that final pass or that take that shot and hit that target. I think that's the way they've been lacking, but so far so good for them in terms of being creative. I think they've done so well, and it's up to the strikers to bury the chances that they create. And if they are to get the opening goal, that gives them a chance now, with the Highlanders now trying to get back in the game.
No goals have been scored yet at Ascot Stadium. The Highlanders playing forward and long. That is that man Macheke, who could have had 2 goals to his name. Now Tewan being played through now. Macheke finding Novisita, being played back to him. Cutting inside. Runs into a lot of traffic. But they do want to keep the ball in play, the Wi-Fi boys. Now looks to whip one into the box. But there was only one red and white shirt as compared to the four that were in the box for Highlanders. Chuma failing to find Brighton Ngube.
Yeah, probably not one of his best starts so far. Probably feeling the jet lag, as I said today at the beginning of this game. I think he's a wonderful player. Still his whole future in front of him, Chuma. It's just about working on that pressure, making sure that he plays with that free mind and play his creative game as he knows it.
Well, seems to be playing more centrally this afternoon. Most of the times you see him on the right side. Sometimes it almost looks like he's an attacking midfielder. From where he's deployed, almost seems like he's one of the two anchoring players just from where he's standing. But you know, formations and tactics these days are way too dynamic. Now being played through Telone, an opportunity to go forward. Good goalkeeping from Aaron Gwenya. Oh, what a goal it could have been. Good play. Kosiabu Masilela. No wonder Socha Minuka brought him this afternoon after having left him for the last match day. That was match day number 15.
Yeah, good play. A good 10 and a strike at goal. That's what you want to be doing if you're Telone. When you get in areas like this, make sure that you're testing the goalkeeper. And a very good attempt. That gives them the corner kick now.
So the corner kick for the team here at home. A lot of pushing back and forth in the box. Well, remember the World Cup is also going to be upon us. And ZBC is going to be bringing these games live. So you would have to watch the Casalaga Premier League during the day and the World Cup during the evening. Now, corner kick comes in. And almost a side netting. Nervy moments for Highlanders, as they were failing to see where the ball had just dropped coming in from the left side. So Telone would have to have a second go at this one. Got cross, and Brighton Ngube heads is out of play. Now the pressure is now coming in for the team that is defending. Marvelous Chigumira. Maybe you find his charm on this third attempt. He has to make it work. So Marvelous Chigumira, this time he goes long, punches it away, and a second attempt straight into traffic. Now Mengameli Chuma will try to go on the attack. This time the far pass finds Benjamin Ardigan. So many shirts. Now Rain Sampari. Highlanders still with the ball. And ends up in vain. That attack, that counter charge from Highlanders.
Yeah, after Telone had been on an attack, Highlanders trying to go on the break. I think it was just in that box where they slowed it down and Telone players managed to recover. And they did so well to just defend and win a free kick now. Now Telone looking like the most likely team to score as we're just seeing that foul there on the number 17, Bruno Mtigu. I think they've done so well, Telone, finding that balance in their shift from defense to attack, pushing forward as well, passing it around and creating those chances. I think Socha Minuka will be pleased with how the game has gone so far with 28 minutes played.
So now they have a chance to go at it again. Will shoot from distance. Innocent Mcheneka always likes to let one loose. Now Benjamin Ardigan has Brighton Ngube and will go from distance. Oh, could have been a cracker, a goal. Yet he found the back of the net from that distance.
A wonderful attempt from Ardigan. Also remembering that the goalkeeper likes to be strolling around and just not dipping in time, hitting the top of the net Highlanders fans would have loved a goal like that, but a very good attempt on the bounce from Madigan.
Now Mberichen has to be wary of such strikes from distance. These two forwards for Highlanders, Nume and Adigun, have realized that he doesn't like to stay on his lines. Chuma. Jim Cooley finds Andrew Weber. He has been giving many crossing duties so far. Madigan trying to lay it off. Not good defending from Highlanders. Tawanda Shenji just coming in time to stop any form of threat being played through. You could see the intent of the pass, just trying to pierce through the defense and finding it to the left winger.
Yeah, there have been a few of those very good defense splitting passes from Tawan. I think their passing has been averagely good so far. Just in front of Galway, they'll probably have to do better.
Exceptional, wonderful in that middle of the park, not even fearing the amount of black and white shirts that were coming to him. That's good ball, close ball control, Chelsea Nyakope. Now, not so many players are gifted with close ball control. And if you do find a player with such control, it's definitely a marvel to watch.
Yeah, quite wonderful. I think that's what you want as well, just to bring back that confidence, trusting yourself in a difficult situation to be able to get out of it. I think you just have to check each stages of the game as it comes for Tawan, having that approach. As they have started so well, 3 corners for them, only 1 for Highlanders, shows you the amount of pressure that they've been putting. And I would think they probably could have scored first with the chances that they've been able to get. Probably had the best chances of the two teams.
Well, we've been talking about the profligacy in front of for their failure to convert chances. Tawan, you look into Jerich Pangura, who's not playing, Bruno Mtigo and Gerard Matebek. We've also scored 2 goals each. That means they don't have any high goal scorers in the game this afternoon. And maybe had they been converting all the chances, you'd want them to be probably in a better position on the log table.
Yeah, if you don't score goals, then you don't win games. And I think they'll be needing to find someone who can come in with the goals. Because chance creation, I think they've been very good in terms of that.
Now Chuma playing it to Andrew Weber. Just controlling the box. It means there's no danger coming in from Highlanders forwards. Being allowed to control the ball with such ease and poise. A question on the Highlanders forwards. But for Highlanders as well, it's been a really good last 6 games. It's a confirmation of the scores from yesterday. FC Hunters and Blair Chiefs 3-1 the home team. Blair Chiefs trailing by 2 goals. Oh, dangerous. Lucky to get away with that one. It almost looks like it's just going to be a talking to. And continuing with the scores, Scotland away are leading by 2-0 against Irentos. Courtesy of Knowledge Msona.
Yeah, we're just saying that. I think probably nothing intentional. And that's why the referee didn't book him for that.
Masilela.
I think he has been one of their bright sparks so far, Masilela on the side right wing. Also laying off that chance that was missed by Tawana Macheke. Very good with the ball, Masilela.
Well, now Chuma, 4 defenders ahead of him. Now we're in open play. Brighton Nuve alone, unmarked. Will Chuma do some magic and find him? allowing Telone to recover and regroup. Chuma again, finding Rain Sampawari. Adegan laying it off. Chuma, and has been flagged for offside. Seems to be taking so much time with the ball, a little bit casual. That's Benjamin Warwari in your picture, showing frustration. Mongameli has to do so much better.
Well, just unfortunate that time around. I think there was a close call on the offside. They had been able to penetrate. I think they're taking a time trying to unlock that Telone defense and also keeping in mind of the counter attack threat from Telone. And that time around, Chuma just being unlucky to be flagged offside by the linesman.
And as I was saying, they've been enjoying a streak of not losing games. Highlanders, in their last 6, they've won 3 and they've drawn 3 as well. And for the first time, they're back-to-back wins. And it's also surprising that Reason Sibanda, one of their top goal scorers, regardless of him having 2, you look into Mongameli Chuma also has 2, but Reason is starting on the bench. And you'd think that he might be trusted and been thrown into the fray, cause all sorts of problems. He's a quick player.
Yeah, start of the season, I think they're struggling to score goals, and it looks like they've been able to shift that mindset. Also with that win against the Hunters by 2-1. I think it's just about continuity now. You want to go on a winning streak. Also drew with Ngezi a game I thought they could have won. But so far I think the strikers have been doing averagely well for Highlanders.
So now Beba almost looks like he's going to be dropping it into the box. Now Beba goes long. Shouts for a penalty, but they fall on deaf ears. The match official not having none of that. Now Mbeba trying to play Mongameli Chuma on the far side. Loose pass, but well collected by Shenje. Now Aaron Gwenya will be given something to do. Highlanders have had the longest drawing streak of any team in the Kasalaga Premier League. Went on 7 straight draws. I'm just showing you how it was difficult for them, like you've been saying, to score goals. But it also shows you how defensively sound they have been. Difficult to break the team from Lawayo. They have the most draws of any side. 10 so far.
Yeah, and I think if some of those draws could have been wins, they probably would be higher up on the log table. Now sitting 7th. I think they still have a chance to be fighting for the championships, especially in their centenary year. I think it will be a lovely gift to the fans who have always been supportive of Highlanders.
Wouldn't that be such a wonderful spectacle? Ransom. A good control from Ryan Nyamono. Chuma finds Brighton Nube. Now Chuma has an opportunity to lead. Chuma doesn't find the back of the net. And all thanks goes to the goalkeeper, Mberechena, who just left his lines, narrowing the angle for Mongameli Chuma, who we thought was going to put the team forward.
What a chance for Chuma. After having done all the hard work, you can see him here with this lovely pass going on the run in between the defenders. I think there was a loose touch just there before he could take the shot, and that's where he lost the ball. Now scrambling to get to it, and the goalkeeper coming off his lines to save Telone here.
Good cross into the box.
But definitely that should have been the opener for Highlanders.
Well, it's a summary of how difficult it has been so far for him in under 38 minutes. That loose touch, but you talk about the awareness between the forwards. Brighton knew they're just picking up the run, the chemistry between the forwards. Amazing to see. And Benjamin, such a strong player. So Alan Chapinduka who's operating on the left side. So back to the skipper, Frank Makarati. Barely putting a foot wrong. Marvelous Chigumira found on the touch line. Chigumira. Masilela. No foul, says the match official. Now, I remember back in the day when coaches didn't like ball-playing centre-backs and ball-playing keepers. If there's anything the football from yesteryear didn't want to see, goalkeepers were so much comfortable on their feet. And now it's a tactic that you do deploy and play. And if you're a goalkeeper that doesn't play with a fit, these days you stand no chance at all.
Yeah, just so how football has evolved. Different tactics coming through. Usually with 11 players on the field, the goalkeeper usually was probably the least work in terms of contributing to the creativeness of the team. And these days, it all starts from the goalkeeper going forward.
Well, sweeper keeper is the name and that has been coined for these modern day goalkeepers who play with their feet and even the ball playing centre backs. So 40 minutes have elapsed so far, and there haven't been any goals that have been scored by these two teams. And looks like Chris Mberechena has gone to the ground, maybe discomfort from the Telone goalkeeper. So that's Chris Mberechena, the Telone goalkeeper. You have to wonder what has gone wrong with him.
Yeah, but probably coming from that a chance for Montgomery Chuma where he went off his line and was able to clear that ball away. He has been sliding for so many tackles now, you would know which one exactly, but hopefully he can be able to continue. I think so far, so good for Telone. And when you're on the bottom, you're just trying to get a single point and build from there. And you take it up as it comes. And if they can go on the break, still 0-0, they would still believe that they do have a chance. As you were just saying, that chance for Chuma. A lovely passing from him and a good run into the box. And just there, when he was about to put the ball in control, that's where that loose touch came. And that gave the goalkeeper an opportunity to come off the line. And it was almost 50-50 from that moment. And another defender also coming through on the goalkeeper as well. And Chuma not being able to get his foot on the ball. But good play from Highlanders. I think they've been positioning themselves so well. Oh, not even the goalkeeper got to it. I think it was the defender who was able to get to it first.
Well, now that you look at the replay, you almost thought it was Andrew Weber who that pass was intended for. But since Chuma didn't stop with his run, it's 42 minutes. Now another free kick that will go in favor of Highlanders as we are getting slowly to the end of the game. So now Andrew Weber with an opportunity to deliver maybe one good ball before the half-time whistle, as we are slowly getting to the dying stages of this first 45 minutes. Now Andrew Weber delivers, good cross. Benjamin Ardigan recollects. A wayward short, not causing any sorts of problems from Lakmo Mtimbi. Innocent Machineka. Masilela continues with his run. Chigumira playing it first time. Too high and too easy for Ngwenya to collect. Now Brighton cutting inside but losing his footing and charge. Now Telone have regained lost possession. Chelsea Nyakope looking for Masilela. Masilela will try to cut inside. Defended and deflected. And out on the opposite side for a throw in.
The idea was good, but it was executed wrongly.
Telone. So 2 minutes have been added. Mongameli Chuma turning and evading danger. So many red and white shirts were surrounding him. Brighton Ngube, we have to pitch Gumira. Still with the ball. Miscommunication with the two Highlanders players, but I think they've won a corner kick. Probably a corner kick that Highlanders would want to pounce on and change the reading on the scoreboard before the half-time whistle. That's always good. Going into the half-time break with an advantage even eases the mind of the coach. I beg your pardon. Now cross comes into the box and cleared again for another corner kick. Has been cleared away from danger. Now played across field. Mongameli Chuma wins the throw-in for Highlanders. With the half-time whistle almost close to being blown. And Marvelous Chigumira clears it away from danger. .45 minutes plus the 2 that were added takes us to half-time. 0-0 here at Ascot Stadium between Telone, the home team, who are hosting Highlanders here. That's 7th versus 18th. And Kasolaga match day number 16. Probably a lot to talk about going to the half-time for Benjamin Wariwari and his troops. We now switch over to the pitch side where Valentine and Maxwell are standing.
Half-time it is indeed, and of course it's a goalless right here at Ascot Stadium, matchday 16 of the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League. That is Telone facing Highlanders, and both teams getting opportunities to take the lead, but not burying their chances. A tale of a story that we were talking about earlier on, analysis about chances being created but not being buried, and that is the story that panned out in the first half. I still have Max, Max again, 2 chances cleared, both sides not buried.
Well, I think, if you look at that first half, you would think, well, we probably could have had 2 or 3 goals already, as you're saying, Valentine, especially for Telone. I would feel for them because they have been brilliant so far in the first 4 or 5 minutes. And we were talking about how they should approach this game. I think they've done exactly that. Not much of misplaced passes. I think the passing has been brilliant. And they've also not set back just to defend, in the 45 minutes. They've been able to go forward and they've been able to get those chances, especially overlapping on the right flank with the likes of Masilela as well. And Macheke got a wonderful pass through the number 9, and he just couldn't convert it, almost ending in a missed kill for him. And I think that was that attempt from the pass from Masilela, and the goalkeeper, quite easy for Aaron Ngwenya to collect that one. And Telone would think, well, there's a chance that had gone begging for them. And if you're a team struggling on the bottom of the log table, you need to be taking chances like that, Valentine.
Indeed, as you see some of the highlights, Telone creating chances but not bearing them. They're the better of the chances to take the lead, really. And it was one that they had about 3 shots on target as well in the match. And they could have really, if they had been sure-footed, they could have easily buried some of the chances. We look at another chance they could save from the goalkeeper there. That is Aaron Ngwenya saving a strike from Masilela. And he had wrapped his foot around it there. And look at that wonderful pass as well. And good movement.
Yeah, good balls. I think he has been one of their best players, Masilela, on the right flank, coming through into the box. A good turn, and that's what you want to do. You want to test the goalkeeper. And I think that led to a corner kick that gave them another chance. I think they ended up taking 2 or 3 corners in a row, and that was good from him that time around. You would think, well, the first one has a better chance than this one. But they've been brilliant, the Wi-Fi boys, as they call them. I think I've been impressed with the way they approach to the game. We talked about not having to sit back and try to defend. That was always going to be difficult for them. I think they have been doing well, and I think they just have to improve in terms of their chance conversion, and they could have been leading going into the half.
Let's talk a bit about the Highlanders themselves, and they've created some of the chances as well. But it is the role of Andrew Mbeba that is worrying for me. What position he's playing at? Is he a right back? Is he a winger, a right winger at this juncture? His role not really defined with Mvelo Khoza in the same team as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think this has been, if you look at the setup, you would have, I think also some players were shifting around as we were seeing some of their attempts from range. I think that's what they tried to do, start taking the game, taking those chances, because Telone were not allowing them the spaces to create those passes. We later on then saw them doing that, especially with Chuma, coming through, also playing almost a free role. As you see another chance there, I think that was the chance for Ardigun, dipping late and almost hitting the top of the net. I think that was a very good attempt from him. You were talking about Beba. I think he's also, a weird one for me, Valentine. I think, if you look at the formation that we got and how they've been playing, some shifts have come through and it has shifted a little bit. But a very good attempt there, that time around from Ardigun, and he just couldn't make a dip in time. And that was a wonderful strike for him. It could have been a wonderful goal if that had gone in.
And it did also, let's talk about Mongameli Chuma, because it did create some chance and an opportunity for him there.
Yeah, just missed. I mean, I think there was a loose touch in the box as the pass came through. Lovely idea from him. He took the first pass, went through between the defenders into the box, and I just think just there, as he was trying to get control of the ball, then the defender came in and the goalkeeper also coming off of his line, to make sure that they cleared that away. Probably the best chance for Highlanders in this game. A very golden opportunity, and Chuma just taking a loose touch, and before you know it, you have lost the opportunity. And that's how good Telone have been, and especially being defensively away of the situations, not allowing the likes of Chuma to have all the ball and all the time in the box. And if you do that, they're probably going to hit you. But a missed chance from Chuma. Quite unfortunate with that loose touch.
Indeed, and let's talk about now Social Monica what he needs to do. We just see the substitute bench, saying to the lads, trying to encourage them. A half-time draw, it's okay. Let's keep on moving. But what does the coach need to do now? Looking at the type of players that he has on the bench, he's got Panasham Tessa there. He's got the experience of Donald Teguru as well, who's a true, genuine goal poacher as well during his playing days as well. Some Arsenal in there. Who does he bring in? What does he do now? Because he certainly needs the goal, and they haven't taken their chances.
Look, it's quite surprising because we are even talking about them getting those goals. And, before this game, we thought they were probably just going to be defending for their lives. But they've played so well that they also have to think about getting those goals, as you are saying, Valentine. But I think coming into the first minutes of the second half, keep it as it is. I think the team has been very, very good, especially defensively, and switching quite quickly when they go on the counter-attack. The passing has been absolutely accurate. You look at the likes of Frank McCarthy, who are the leaders that you have to look for in that team. You talk about Masilela, as we were just mentioning him, on that right flank. I think it's all about the strikers who have to convert. And if the likes of Macheke get a few more chances and are not able to convert, then go look at your bench and think who can come in and make sure that he takes that chance. But so far, so good for them. I think Chaminuka can keep it as it is going into the second half in the first probably 20-25 minutes.
Indeed, you can keep his team like that because today there's a bit of fluidity about them and they're creating the chances. They just need to bury it, bury the chance that they get. Even that one chance, sometimes you don't need to create 50 chances. You just need to create that one chance and bury it, and that's a score, and that will count as well. Let's talk about Benjani Marwaru and what he needs to do with his team, particularly in the midfield. I'm worried about, we spoke about Andrew Mbeba's role, but also in the midfield, he needs to control even better, isn't it? The ball retention, and so that he can, slice open the defense that is being well marshaled by Fred McCarthy.
Yeah, I think it has not been so fluid for them. We also saw Chuma now going deep, trying to collar the ball and connect with the players going forward, the likes of Adegun. I think it does have so many choices, or the bench almost spoiled of choices in terms of the strikers, Rizal Sibanda as well, Axel Ngoma. I think for Highlanders, they look like they've been a little bit surprised with how good Telone have been. And now if you're Benjani Marwaru, you're looking at ways to open up and be able to control the game. It looked like they had the control in the first 5 to 10 minutes, then it switched totally. And Telone was saying, well, if you're going to come out at us in that way, we'll like it. Let's see if you can actually be able to penetrate us. And they have not been able to do that enough. You can pick the Mungameli Chuma chance, probably one of the few creative moments for Highlanders. So they have not been creative enough. And I think they would have to definitely change that coming into the second half.
Indeed, and of course, Telone enjoying most of the ball position in this encounter. And of course, the Highlanders. And of course, you look at Highlanders themselves, that they need to get back into winning form, get the position right. But they've still got some Arsenal on the bench. Neva Rauji is still there. You know what he can do with his pace. They also have Prince Ndlovu as well, who can add some impetus going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Kudakwache Mahachi. I think it looks like there's almost another first 11 on that bench for Highlanders. We were talking about that continuity. You win 2-1 against Highlanders FC. You're coming to the team that is on the bottom of the log table. You're expecting yourself to get those 3 points, but it's never going to be easy. I think it's about that approach that Highlanders have to change. They have to treat this game with the respect that it deserves, because if they don't do that, it most likely looks like Telone will have the upper end. But I think going into the second half, probably try to put 2 or 3 changes in the game. I like the idea of bringing in Rauji. I think he's been brilliant in the previous games that he has played. Surprised that he was not starting, to be honest with you, Valentine. But I think he does have his spoiled of choices, Benjani Marwaru. And when the time comes, he's probably going to have to make those changes.
Do you think Telone, when they come back for the second half, as the two teams are preparing to come back quickly, they'll be the more confident ones, looking at where they are, how they've been struggling. But the performance they've put, that is in the first half, should encourage them to kick on and get those 3 points in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. I was just listening to the bench players for Telone when the first 11 came off the pitch, and they were saying, well, halftime draw. They are saying, well, we appreciate what you've done in the first 45 minutes. Now we are looking into the next 45. And now looking into the second half, if they can get a point here, I think that would be quite a brilliant result for Telone. More if they will be able to get the 3 points, I think that would be wonderful. But that's where you start. You have to start from somewhere. And so far, so good for them. Maintain that discipline, maintain that defensive stability, and make sure when you get those chances, you have to bury them, Valentine. You are probably not going to create as many chances as you'd want to. But if you get those 3 or 2 chances, then make sure that you convert, and then you can look at the game, proceed from there. But you have to make sure that you do the job that you have to do. And if you get the chance, you have to bury it.
Let me let you go for your analysis right now. We'll be joining you for the post-match analysis of this great encounter as the two teams are now harking back into the field. This match day 16 of the Casalaga Premier Soccer League. It is, of course, Telone taking on Highlanders. Let's take you back to our match commentator, that is Tendai Spanda, for the second half commentary.
So thank you from the guys from the pitch side. Now we are back to give you the last 45 minutes of this game here at Ascot Stadium. A continuation of the game that started 3 p.m. sharp, match day number 16. We now look into what these two teams have learnt from their managers in their respective dressing rooms. They do say the first half is for the players, the second half is for the managers. Now for Highlanders, the team that almost created so many chances, but we just an inch away from just tearing the back of the net. Probably good goalkeeping. And then on the other side, it was still one who were finding it easy at some points to get into that final third. Just a profligacy in front of goal. The wasting of chances could have been easier for them, could have been leading, but it's still evenly matched as we get into the last 45 minutes. So it's still 0-0. As Highlanders would want to continue on their unbeaten run, 6 so far from 6 that they haven't lost. But for the team in red and white, how are they going to do it? 1 win so far in 15 games. Mark, what do you think the managers talked about at half-time?
Well, if I'm Socha Minuka, then I'll be probably telling the boys to continue doing exactly as they've been. I think they've been wonderful in the first half. Probably the better team of the two. And you have to start from somewhere. If they can get a single point from here, I think that would be a wonderful result for them. And Benjamin Marwari would want to see better from his boys. He does have a lot of choices on the bench. The likes of Kudamaachi, Aizengoma, also still on the bench. So probably two very different halftime talks from both managers. But Socha Minuka probably the happiest of the two so far.
So the game is back for the second 45 minutes. Awasu, that signifies that we are in the second half. And if anything is going to be changing for those two teams, maybe the reading on the scoreboard. The time is now. They do have fantastic forwards, these two teams. Better midfielders as well. But who is going to break the deadlock first? Is it going to be the black and white or the red and white? It's a question that these last 45 minutes have to answer for us. And if you're just joining us, this is a live broadcast of match day number 16 here at Ascot Stadium. So the ball has gone out of play. It's still a slow start after the restart. Mbeba. Masuku. And there's a stoppage of play. It took so much time for the match official to blow his whistle. And the first yellow card has been brandished. And it goes against Highlanders. It's like Mutumbi, who goes into the naughty book this time in the second half.
Yeah, probably well deserving of the yellow that time around. Coming in from behind, those are ones are usually painful. Also got lucky, I think, in the first half. Just getting a talking to from the referee. This time around, he won't be escaping the yellow. Well, I think Highlanders would think that they can still create more chances. But I think they have to change their approach to the game because Telone have been brilliant. I mean, we were talking about how we thought Telone would be desperately defending through the 90 minutes, but they've played way better, actually. As you can see right now, with another chance here to at least challenge the Highlanders score.
Innocent Mcheneka with a slow run up. It goes directly at goal, straight into the hands of Aaron Ngwenya. Not making it difficult for the Highlanders goalkeeper. Now Ransom Pahari. Chimkuli, who then concedes possession. Telone with the ball. Marvelous Chigumira. Playing through Novisita Masuku. And the ball goes out of play on the far side. Highlanders throw in. Shenje. Tawanda Shenje has been very pivotal alongside Nomo Chinyerere, who's missing through suspension. There has been a good centre-back pairing between the two. It's good to see that a number of fans are still making their way onto the field. I'm not minding that already 45 minutes plus minutes have gone by. Or if you leave home saying I'm going to watch football, that is exactly what you end up doing. It's a very good turnout from both home and away fans here at Ascot Stadium. So now Tawanja Shenje. Lawrence Mhlanga. Now you could see the pressure coming in slowly from Telone. The way Highlanders kept on playing with their goalkeeper meant it was giving chances for the home team to start pressing from way up high. And that's a challenge on Rain Sampawari on the far side. It looks like he's in excruciating pain.
Yeah, a strong challenge from behind. And both players not coming out as good from it. Very strong tackle into his right leg there. Good to see both players quickly getting up.
Tawanda Macheke finding Masilela. Gifted with a lot of pace, Masilela, but no support coming in. Novisita Masuku coming in to just help from the deep. Play to Alan Chapinduka. Chapinduka still with the ball. And a foul closer to the byline on Chosi Nyakope.
Yeah, good patient build up from Telone. You can just see there from Masilela, they didn't decide to hurry it. Went out to rebuild and being a little bit patient with their passing, which has been very good so far.
So Innocent Mcheneka will probably deliver this one. Just commanding a set of instructions as he's about to play this one. Plays it short, dumbing it. Almost good play as it went straight into the box. Leapt over the ball. And almost causing problems for the defenders and the goalkeeper. Brilliant set-piece play from Telone.
Yeah, a good idea. And there was a dummy there. And almost leading into it on goal for Highlanders. With the goalkeeper also scrambling.
Added back into the post. It's just a Telone player lingering on the big post, waiting to cushion it back into the danger zone. But just talk about that earlier chance. Good creative play. Now Benjamin Adegon. 5 defenders for Telone as he plays it through for Nube, who doesn't control it with such ease. Now Bruno Mtigo unmarked. Escaping danger, Highlanders taking their time whilst doing it. A loose pass that was going to be played on the far side of the pitch. So many spaces being left by either side in the middle of the park. Play spaces that you think you would have teammates occupying to make the passing easier, and the passing lanes quite shorter. Now Bruno Mtigo will cross into the box. Masilela waiting to recollect. Masilela. Now Nyamono will play to Benjamin Adegon. Nube played through. Now he's been flagged offside. But good hold-out play from the young Nigerian as he was looking for the run of his fellow striker. It was a tad too early, maybe tad too soon for Brighton Nube, but good play altogether.
Yeah, good from Highlanders on the break. And almost in there. Unfortunately, the flag was up.
So now Chigumira finds Mtigo. Mtigo twisting and turning. And good hands from Aaron Gwenya. Good awareness as he clears his lines, commanding the box with so much ease. The first half it wasn't very sure. Now it almost seems like Aaron Gwenya has taken upon himself to also show how good a goalkeeper he is.
Yeah, always happy to see your goalkeeper being able to command his box. But you just see both teams here, no one really settling for the new that we have so far. Both teams definitely going on the attack.
So now Highlanders, a quick 1-2. Nube and Mongameli Chuma. Wow, just wanted to hold on to the ball for maybe way too longer. Maybe the first instinct was to play it quickly, but you would understand since the ball was still in the air. But it's a moment that got the Highlanders fans excited as they were darting quite fast into the danger zone.
Yeah, probably expected a better ball that time around from Chuma.
Now Chuma, unlucky there. A lot of traffic and a lot of defenders just camping in that box. Telone not making it easy for the opposition to break them down. But maybe this is the momentum that Highlanders do need. You keep on knocking, and they do say something about knocking. The more you knock, probably the more it gets easier for them to open the door. Highlanders still with the ball. Mbeba. Cross that is just gone a tad outside of the box. Highlanders playing it forward now. Chuma just nudged from behind, and he does win his team a free kick in a very dangerous area.
Yeah, first time in the second half, I'm seeing Highlanders pushing forward, and I think they'll also be making a change. But they've been good so far in the last few minutes, and it's all about Telone defending it. They have to keep their focus and make sure that they have that situational awareness with the Highlanders now trying to pick up their game.
So the first substitution of the game being made by Highlanders as Prince Lovu will come on for Brighton Nube. He has played his 57 minutes, and Benjamin Waruwaru thinks he's seen enough as he introduces a man who a couple of months ago was celebrating 50 appearances for the club. The exciting number 10.
No, he's a brilliant player, Ndlovu. I do like his style of play. Does have close control and some pace as well, serious pace that he does have.
Oh, he has a dangerous, mean left foot. It can cause all sorts of problems if you allow him to just dart inside. Can whip in a min Keller. A danger for any goalkeeper. Nightmare. Well, he's been introduced, and probably this is the bright spark they have been looking for. And the fans are edging them from the terraces because they believe this is the moment where anything else can happen. Chuma playing it through, but the defenders were quick and away to see the danger from far away.
Yeah, there was a chance for Highlanders there. I would have thought they would have attempted going for goal. Chuma with the idea of trying to put in a looped cross into the box. And I was talking about how Telone has to be away in those situations, and they were definitely very much away. Actually being able to get a free kick from the set piece.
Chuma finding his out forward. Now being played on the far side. Nyamono taking his time. Nyamono crossing it in. Prince Love almost could have been the perfect substitution. Being introduced with no minutes and finding the back of the net. Now good enterprising play from Highlanders. Maybe now the dream can become a reality. They've been knocking. And maybe soon enough they can find the back of the net.
Yeah, very good. It could have been a first magical touch from Prince Love and you could have scored the opening goal, but very good from Highlanders now.
So now Nyamono taking his time, moving through now. Chuma and goes into the Oscott skies. Could not just keep the attempt between the ground and the crossbar. Well, if they do continue doing this, they're just inches away from breaking the deadlock, Highlanders.
Yeah, Chuma with another chance to test the goalkeeper. Unfortunately for him, probably just putting too much on that. But they've come to life, Highlanders, so far. I think they've been threatening in the last 5 minutes, knocking on the door. Telone doing so well in some instances as well to defend. They just have to continue doing that.
Now Telone crossing it to the box. Andrew Baber there to clear it off. An eye boot. Oh, Chuma has been doing so quite well to re-esteem the fouls. Sometimes you need players who are well aware of how to just get that advantage over the opposition. And he's been doing it quite well.
Yeah, as we were just saying, that chance there for Chuma. Taking it first time, unfortunately, he just couldn't keep it under control.
Somflanga with a restart. Not let run from Highlanders to pick up on the ball. Innocent Mcheneka. Frank Makarati allowing the ball to roll out of play. And then there's also movement on the Telone bench as they're waiting to initiate a substitution of their own. Beba. And Lovu.
Well, I think with over 62 minutes played so far, Telone have done wonderfully well. Now probably making the first substitution. I think Socha Minuga will be happy with what he's seen. But, you know, you can play for 85 minutes and still lose the game, and that's what you don't want. You always want to keep yourself focused and be able to defend when you are most vulnerable.
Now Highlanders can have an opportunity to charge. And heavy clearance. So now Andrew Beba plays it forward for Highlanders. And they do win a corner kick in the process.
Yeah, the pressure now mounting from Highlanders. Can they break the deadlock? Can they be able to score the first goal of the game? And Telone desperately making sure that they have every man washed.
So Highlanders with the corner kick. And almost goal line clearance. Denied on the last attempt. Rather last minute. Could have been an opener. A good cross coming in from Prince Lovu. Now they will go again. Mbeba being prayed through. Across into the box, but doesn't beat the first man. Ransom. Highlanders now starting to play with a little bit of intent. With the intention, of course, to draw first blood here at Ascot Stadium. Anyamono cross into the box. Chuma just waiting eagerly on the edge of the box. The spectacular denied for Highlanders. Good moments of football. Not for Telone, of course. And the team that was so close to opening the scoring. Now Telone have an opportunity to charge forward now. Just held the ball for way too long. Still with it. Finds Mtigo. Mtigo cutting inside. Powerful pass. Venomous effort trying to find his teammate. Just too much for him. Chelsea Nyakope to control. Now Beba. As Prince Ndlovu, who's waiting for the ball anxiously. Now Prince Ndlovu. It's fine, Ransom Pawari. Highlanders players slowly making their way into the box. Cushioned into the box. Difficult for the goalkeeper, but has been parried away. Now the game is slowly coming into life as Highlanders have one clear goal. Wonderful moments of football so far.
Yeah, now Highlanders pushing forward, trying to break the deadlock. And I think there will be another change from Telone with Jaravani on the sidelines. They ready to come through. And looks like there's also another player that has been injured. Probably just wanting to slow the game down a little bit, Telone. Because definitely Highlanders have been threatening. And chances created. Still no goals scored so far. Pushing forward Highlanders. I think they have to be wary about that counter-attack tonight. I think hanging for dear life here. As we're seeing also some players still warming up.
So confirmation of that substitution. Mr. Fazwa Jaravani will be coming on for Marvelous Chikumira, who I believe was doing quite well in the opening moments of the game. For some moments was a thorn and the flesh in that Highlanders defense. Stracher coming into the field of play to just try to usher off the injured Telone player. So it's 67 minutes. Having been played, it's still 0-0 here at Ascot Stadium. It almost looks like it's going to be a forced substitution, as you're going to be seeing Murapi coming on into the field of play as well. Leroy Murape coming in for Nkosiabo Masilela. Unfortunate for him not to continue. Masilela. Now Chuma to Prince Ndlovu. So much grass ahead of him. Will take a shot with his left. Now Benjamin. Adegun. Ooh, almost for the Nigerian. Was so close to drawing first blood for Highlanders. Quite unfortunate, as the ball was just a whisker away from the upright.
Yeah, good chance for him here. This could have been the moment, as he was just saying it, right there, skewing away from goal. After the top one player was screaming for a handball on the deflection, and Adigan just couldn't keep it on target. Oh, is that a chance that Highlanders are going to be regretting to miss the game just on a knife face now tonight.
So now Highlanders playing with a little bit of grit. They do believe the song and cheer coming from the 12th men, who do so much well in fueling their appetite for goal. And Telone have been reduced defending. So now they've kept it in play. Cheneka. Nkosilati Masuku. And they do get a throw in.
Well, I think Telone knew that this moment was going to come. And I think so far they've survived. But Adigan should have and could have put Highlanders in front.
So now confirmation of scores elsewhere. FC Hunters leading Large Chiefs by 3-1. Agama and Chicken still live with scores 0-0. Ngesi Platinum leading by goal to nil against Moores Football Club. And then Irentos Football Club still trailing by 2-0 against Scotland. Oh, you were talking about this moment being inevitable. Highlanders were at some point going to switch up, and it seems like they've done it rightfully well. And they're now asking all the necessary questions. They start to charge towards goal, sending so many forward, and almost looking like they're only deploying 3 centre-backs, and the rest are going forward.
Yeah, this is the most important part of the game for Telone, going into the last 20 minutes of the game. And almost the same for Highlanders as well.
And remember, with a beautiful cross in. Oh, Mono denied. Could have been for Highlanders. Pinpoint cross into the box, and was just looking for someone to just add it in. And on the second bite of the cherry, you would have thought that Nyamono was going to come in and just smack the back of the net bulge. Good attacking and good defending as well.
Very good, especially for the goalkeeper, Chris Verengena, who's now currently looking injured, holding his right shoulder. He hit up at very close range. Wonderful cross from the right flank. Bounced once, and that header coming through. The goalkeeper puts both hands on it, and was able to keep it out. What a chance here to get the opener. Definitely could have done better. Verengena will take his time now to at least just slow the game down for Telone. But it's all happening now in this last 20 minutes.
Highlanders wouldn't want this break. They believe their charge might be disturbed. They are playing with so much vigor now as they are charging towards goal. And like we said earlier, Telone have been tasked to defend, and they've been doing it quite well. But how long can they hold the fort with Highlanders asking all the necessary questions? Now that's so Chaminika in your picture. Benjani Wadi as well. He almost looks like he's doing his celebration.
Yeah, the look of two managers who are both worried for different reasons. So Chaminuka desperately wanting his team to hold on. Benjani Marwaro desperately wanting his team to break the deadlock. And so far, they played well to one. But this is the moment that matters the most. Are you able to seal the game? are you able to get that single point if you are to get it? And for Highlanders, are you able to go on a run of winning games? You come from a brilliant win, 2-1 against Highlanders, and then you go for another draw. I think that will be not so good for Benjani. But still some minutes here for the scoreline to change.
Well, Chaminuga has every reason to worry coming into this fixture, with Telone almost a shout of their former 2025 selves. By this time, into match day 16, they just won by a single goal to nil against Green Fuel, and they were fourth on the table with almost 24 points. And you look at it into now, it's a whole different story after match day 16. It has been difficult for Telone, or for the Wi-Fi boys. Probably a jam in the signal, and they would want all the signal to start firing. With Benjani Waruari and his troops not making it easier as we get to the halfway point of the season. Now Telone pouncing on a mistake that Highlanders has just made. Mtigo cushioning into the box, but he was flagged offside anyways.
Well, I think it's the number of games that are left that will be worrying for Chaminuga. It's not only this game that he has to do well, it's the next coming games as well. I believe they also do have a game against Malawi Chiefs, and also quite soon they'll be playing against Dynamos, and some of those games won't be as easy as you'd think. Can they continue to strive to survive? I think that's the big question for Telone.
Nyakope losing his footing. Mkuli winning the battle down in his own half. Now Telone almost responding with the similar charges, but not as dangerous as Highlanders we. Now Chuma, oh, good pass. Is it looking for Prince Ndlovu? But just like a little bit of pace on the ball. Starting to show signs of life, Mongameli Chuma. Now, like you said, Marks, he's a wonderful player. Or playing it through for Benjamin Artigun. But they concede possession, Highlanders, this moment they got it. A clumsy foul that Highlanders has just committed or conceded, giving Telone room to charge into the final third.
Yeah, I think for Telone, it's all about surviving those phases. As we were just looking at that foul, they've played so well to hang on in the difficult moments. And now, when you get a chance on the break, you do have to put some pressure on the Highlanders to make sure that you don't continuously defend all the time. I think they'll also be wanting to slow down the game a little bit, try to have some possession of the ball, as that will be looking at the clock quite anxiously.
So Innocent Mcheneka with the right foot goes direct, and Aaron Wenya parries it away.
Yeah, that's what we want. Good from Mcheneka. Keep it on target, and now you get it, a throw in.
So Chipinduga with the restart. And offside. He was way offside.
No, quite surprised. Probably on the second ball, I would reckon, because I think that was coming from a throw in.
So now Ransom charging in the midfield. And they're playing it far away, looking for Prince Ndlovu, but the defense is heavy. Andrew Mbeba will recollect with almost 13 minutes on the clock left to play. Benjamin Adigun doing so much well in the hold-up play. Highlanders still in the final third, but Telone has done so much well to clear it away. Now they go on the counter charge, but Mbeba is so much crisp with the defense, up to the task. Highlanders do lose possession now. A flick coming in, a quick 1-2. As still one are now going forward, attacking their time. Telone. No one in the box after that cross has been played by Nyakope.
Yeah, good play from Telone. Keeping the ball so well, not making any loose passes or loose touches. Now with another throw-in, keeping the pressure on the other half. As you see, another substitution from Highlanders. The reasons about getting that chance here to break the deadlock in the final few minutes tonight.
Wow, he's a fantastic goal scorer, and no wonder he's been introduced in the last stages of this game. So Reason Sibanda will come on for Benjamin Adigun. Now remember, he did score a spectacular goal, an overhead kick. That's the quality that he does possess, Reason Sibanda. Gifted with the pass as well. Sure to leave you for dead if you give him the room and the grass to manipulate.
Yeah, can he get that chance? Maybe 2 chances. He's just getting his face touch on the ball now.
Now Reason Sibanda. Prince Ndlovu. Now Mtigo playing it to his central striker. Our good defending from Highlanders. Lawrence Mflanga has been so solid so far. Mbeba taking his time. Prince Ndlovu is not offside. Now there's so much grass to cover. Taking his time. He's taken most of his time. And ended up the attack being in vain. Now Highlanders will charge one. And just could not find the perfect deep. So 80 minutes here at Ascot Stadium have gone by and the scores are still level. With either side still looking for the solution to break the deadlock.
Yeah, that attempt from Blackpool just going way over. I just thought that Prince Ndlovu on the right flank, he was just a little bit too slow to put it in the cross. You know, with a play going into the last 10 minutes, and time will be ticking away for Highlanders to break the deadlock. And if you're turn one, it's probably moving as slowly as you don't want it to.
So now these two sides, if they want to make anything change, they have to do it in these remaining minutes. Now it looks like the star boy is limping. Something that many football fans wouldn't want to see, especially Highlanders fans. To see one of their starlets going through it all with a limp.
Yeah, I think it's a worrying sign. It looks like he's moving a little bit gingerly, Mungameli. I think he's had a decent game so far. Probably he should have baited the chance that he got.
Now Curly. Miscommunication between the 3 Islanders players. But a low cross into the box. But Telone evading danger with so much ease. Mbeba playing it back to recycle play. Andrew Ngwenya will probably sending it long and forward. Now Andrew Weber, there's a run, and he feints that pass to Prince Ndlovu. Now he does finds Clint Lovu with a little number of step offers and Mbeba. And he does win a throw in. Now defensively, Telone have been solid. So many moments that they had to pull out last ditch defenses. Mongameli just trying to flick it for Prince Ndlovu. Now Telone can go on the counter charge. Telone are playing it through now. Telone can hit. And he just puts it above the crossbar. When he had so much ample time to decide and bury this match. An opportunity that they will rue if they don't go on to win this game. Innocent Mcheneka. A chance that just goes begging for the Wi-Fi boys. Now Nyakope. Now Mtigo. Good defending.
That was the chance for Telone tonight. It's 84 minutes played. Mcheneka, you're in the box. You just have to bury that. No excuses, no questions whatsoever. Unfortunately, he just couldn't keep it under the bar. And I think Benjani Marwaro and his boys will be breathing a sigh of relief, seeing Mcheneka missing that golden opportunity for Telone.
Quick play.
What a goal it could have been tonight. For Telone, that probably could have won them the game. As we think that Highlanders fans frustrated with the game and what they've been seeing so far. Calling for substitutions, they are.
And it looks like Mongameli Chuma will be the latest to leave the field of play. And I think it's more to do with an injury more than it's tactical. So Isaac Ngoma will play the last 5 minutes of normal regulation time. And the star boy does receive a standing ovation from the Highlanders fans.
Yeah, they do love him. They do give him that love. And they've always talking about taking away the pressure from him. Just think that chance here from Mcheneka. First touch, deceiving the defenders. And unfortunately, a whisk away from scoring the goal that could have given Telone definitely the win. And he thought there was a hand from the goalkeeper, Mcheneka.
Telone very composed in defense. Even under pressure, they don't rush their clearances. They don't rush their decision making. Well, sometimes the log table, the way it reads and the way a certain team plays are two contradicting things. With how defensively solid Telone has been this afternoon, would probably deny that they are the team anchoring at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we talked about how when a team that is wounded in the bottom is probably at its most dangerous time. And what a valiant effort from Telone this afternoon.
Telone recollecting in their own half. Ntigo finding space alone. Wanted to play it first time. Now Nyakope. Oh, Nyakope with a scorcher in the last minutes. So much time, so much space. Looked at the goal once and unleashed a Panama strike. And that might as well have just sunk this Highlanders ship. Fantastic goal from Nyakope.
Speechless. Absolutely brilliant from Nyakope. From a distance. And this goal matters the most. And you can see the celebrations, the fans and the players. Just two touches. First touch. And what a screamer The goalkeeper, Aaron Ngwenya, could have done nothing about that one. A contender for goal of the season from Nyakope. But it's not just only a goal. It's a goal that can revive a season. It's a goal that means a lot for Telone and the manager and the fans. And it has come from Nyakope. After Mchaneka missed probably the easiest of chances, Nyakope from a far distance shows him exactly how to do it. What a goal. What a wonderful strike. And well deserved for Telone.
Probably relief for Socha Minuka, who's steering a ship that only has one win in 15 attempts. And if they do get this one, it will be a second win in 16 attempts. And it will be a big team that they would have brought down. Highlanders have only lost one game so far. Wow, it would be disappointing for the traveling fans. They thought they had the game in their hands at some point, rather. But now the belief has been rekindled. Highlanders were trying to just make a meal out of that attempt.
Exactly what Telone would have wanted. Talk about a draw. What more of a win this afternoon if they can be able to seal this one out? Unbelievable what that can do to a dressing room, which had players who were not believing in themselves. And now, with a few minutes left, as we're just seeing Benjani retreating to his seat there, not believing what he's saying. And on the other side, Telone fans would dare not to believe what they are saying as well, with their team and leading now and breaking that stint of not winning at home. I think this will definitely push them as they now want to go on and fight for survival in the Premiership.
Well, talk about a strong Wi-Fi connection from the Wi-Fi boys. And you just look at the disbelief and the dejection on the technical bench. A game they thought as much they could have been leading by now, as we have come to 90 minutes and probably confirmation of 6 added minutes. Now the question is, how will Highlanders respond in these last 6 minutes? We have seen in the Kasolaga Premier League last-minute goals. A cross from Andrew Beba. Ransom Pavari. Do they have one last trick on their sleeves, Highlanders? Coming from a run of games where they haven't been facing any defeats. It'll be a first in a very long time. Highlanders sending so many men forward. Cooley. Iron Flanger just not finding the perfect connection with that ball. They are out of time.
Temperature's just playing up here in the box, but it looks like there's 2-1 players on each other. Probably the goalkeeper not quite happy with the defending. He has made some brilliant serve this afternoon. Highlanders bench, they just can't believe what they're saying. In a few minutes, they were standing on the touchline. Now they're back to their seats as time continues to tick away. But for Telone fans, now singing for the first time that I've heard them this afternoon tonight.
Well, now they're now going forward. The belief is there. Telone cutting inside, going for another screamer, but deflected on its way to Aaron Ngwenya. And the technical bench was up.
What this one could do tonight for Telone, if they can seal it out through, I think is absolutely unbelievable. They've been down. They look like they would actually accepted their fate. But winning against Highlanders at home will be so much uplift, so much to believe with after getting these 3 points. If they can hold on, I just have to insist on that one. Still some minutes for Highlanders to find an equalizer.
Well, the game is in its dying embers, and a lot can happen. We've seen it. The Kasolaga Premier League does draw it. The ball just being cleared from the danger area. Telone still showing resilience. Nyamono playing it further. Isaac Ngoma. Now Prince Ndlovu. Oh, being allowed to make that wayward pass, but still a player in black and white to cross the ball into the box. Verichena parries it away. There's hands to it, and it's a corner kick for Highlanders.
Yeah, good goalkeeping from the goalkeeper, making sure he gets something on it. These last minutes will be very important for Telone. They have to keep their eyes on the ball.
So now the last minutes of this exciting game came to life in the second 45. And it's the second 45 that if Highlanders don't respond, leaving it to play, Highlanders. Rizensbander. Do they get another corner kick? Now Isaac Ngoma, they play it short. Cross into the box. Telone not rushing with any of their clearances. They are a good defending team.
Yeah, quite some composure from the goal scorer there, Nyakope, allowing his goalkeeper to get the clears through. That's what they have to do, making sure that they don't rush themselves so that they don't make any mistakes. Now getting into the last minute and a half of this game.
So Highlanders will be looking to salvage a draw in these last 2 minutes or so here at Ascot Stadium. Now Isaac Ngoma. Frank Makarati just in time. But they're still with the poor Highlanders. Nyakope, the goal scorer, coming in to clear away. And he forces a clearance and is forcing the opposition to play it into touch.
Yeah, good defensive awareness from him. And this will give an opportunity for Telone to make another late substitution into the last minute of this game. But what a brilliant performance from Telone. A game that absolutely nobody gave them a chance. But they played so well so far rather. And well-deserved win if they are to get it. They've played very well, well-disciplined and well-structured. And they've taken the opportunity that came. And the brilliant start from Nyakope.
Highlanders have been pretty decent away from home with 7 away games before this one. Winning 2 and drawing 5. This might be one of their first draws away from home, or first losses rather away from home. Telone defending with all their life here. Nyakope sending it forward. 30 seconds or so for Highlanders to respond if they are going to. What does it mean for the fans in black and white? It's going to be one of the longest journeys back home. And with that, Telone win after a very long time. 2 wins in 16 games. The first one coming after match day 10. And 6 games later, they do win against Highlanders. The Highlanders who are in fine form, not losing in 6 attempts here at Ascot Stadium. This is where it stops. It has been a difficult game for them. Had so many chances that they could have converted. But Telone were quite dominant. A screamer from Nyakope. From almost at the edge of the box. Looked once and had only one intent, to put it in the back of the net. And with that, they found the winner. Full time, Telone 1, Highlanders 0. What a game of football we had. And they just put some end to Saturday match day 16. So now we cross over to the pitch side.
Thank you very much, Tendai. And of course, what a match. It has ended here with Highlanders being defeated by Telone. Telone getting their first maximum points at home. And joining me right now is Coach Benjani. A difficult one. You predicted it, that they're always going to be a difficult side to break up. Your analysis of what could have gone wrong for you this time around in this game?
Yeah, we came here knowing very well that they are wounded lions. You know, when you approach a team that haven't been winning, it's a difficult match. Although we had a lot of chances, we could have converted and won this game. Sometimes you create a lot of chances and you don't convert. That's what happens. You know, they got one chance, very good goal they scored, and I think it's a big lesson. When you come into teams like this, you need to give maximum effort. As you can say, you saw first half, we dominated the play, but we didn't play with that aggression. You know, the tempo was very, very slow going forward. You know, sometimes playing better and then you don't have that tempo going forward, you won't cause a threat to team. Second half it became better. We had more better chances, but we couldn't convert.
It's a tough one to take, but also let's look at the goalkeeper was outstanding for Telone. Pulled a big save, which could have been the turning round of the match, really.
I think 2 or 3 big saves. Of course, as I said, that we created a lot, but we didn't have that. We didn't break to get a goal. So obviously, when you have a lot of chances, you need to punish teams, whether you are away or home. We had a lot of chances to control the game, almost the 90 minutes, and for them, they had a bit of luck, and then one good strike is in, and we lose the game.
Tough luck, Coach, but all the best in the next game.
Thank you.
All right, that is Coach Benjani Mariwaru. And of course, now I've got the triumphant coach joining me. That is Sol Chaminuka. Sol, a real Damascus moment for you in this victory. Finally, the jinx is broken. Finally, first set of points. Tell us your feeling, how you're feeling about this one.
Ecstatic. I don't know what to say. And this win comes, and it's the first win since the beginning of the season here at home. And for it coming, and we're playing as big a team as Highlanders, you can just imagine how I feel, how everybody else, feels. All Telone stakeholders today are flying their high up, and I think, yes, we haven't been winning, not because we're playing bad football. We have been losing, and we are playing good football. Today, we win, and I think we were more disciplined in terms of, what Highlanders were throwing at us. And I think my boys, deserve.
Indeed, Coach, I'll let you go and enjoy it with the lads. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. That is Coach Sol Chaminuka there, triumphant. Indeed, they did finally find their Damascus moment and finally got the victory that they so deserved to win. And of course, right now, I've got the man of the match with me. Oh man, what a strike, what a goal again. Congratulations. Tell us how you're feeling.
Ndozofara safest goal yekuwina second match passeason pedu ende first goal yekuwina pa home. Ndonzwa kufara singaiti.
Kudedicaterani gobora.
Zvanga zisingamboitike pesa apo. Iri bhora iri ndongori pakune macoaches. Because vakagara varitaura bhora iri kuti bhora richarohwa. Saka ndangoona picture yacho nekugwa kwaraita. Sematauriro aunongoita kutraining kuti rowa so rabva raita chaizvo ndozofara singaiti.
Congratulations, and of course he is our man of the match for today, and congratulations, and I'll let you go and enjoy the moment, and of course that's a contender for goal of the season.
Thank you so much.
All right, congratulations indeed, and of course that is the man of the match this afternoon, and of course joining me right now, of course shall be talking to Max, and of course just to have a bit of an analysis. Max, what a game, what a goal to sum it up, and all-round performance from Telone, outstanding to say the least. You wonder why they're sitting at the bottom of the log with such great performances.
Yeah, definitely. Questions will be asked about why they have to be at the bottom, but they really showed up today. We were talking about how they have to show up in this game and how difficult the game was going to be. But I think they really outplayed Highlanders as well. And in the most difficult moments, towards the last 20 minutes, they were able to survive the threat that came from Highlanders. And when the opportunity came, the player of the match, Nyakope, with a wonderful strike, probably a contender of goal of the season as well, to give them that goal and also the 3 points. This will do a lot for the team. I think it's a team that has been down and struggling. And when you see performances like this, you have to be encouraged to think that, well, we still do have a chance. But wonderful from them. And congratulations to the player, Nyakope, for also getting the man of the match. And also congratulations to the coach, Jaminuka, and also a very good performance all around.
Indeed, and of course, Chelsea Nyakope being the man of the match in this one. And what an outstanding match, a big victory for Telone to get the maximum points. So tomorrow, we are at Chawanda Stadium. That is where Hard Rock will be hosting Simbapura. So make sure you make a date with us right on ZBC TV. On behalf of the crew behind the scenes, from myself, Valentine Mapugu, Maxwell Mandishiza, as well as our match commentator, that is Tendai Sibanda. It's bye-bye and happy viewing on ZBC TV.
Takamuona mwana huyo achitamba